welcome. We welcome you to True Vine Temple's Youth Presenting Choices. Let's talk about choices. Just a few ground rules before we get started. If you have a phone, put it on silent. Um, if you have to use the restroom, we're only asking that two persons go to the back at a time. And that is basically it. We're going to have some food. We're going to discuss some good things on today. Now, I'm gonna start out just by having our pastor come up and open us up in prayer, and then I'll come back to the mic. Pastor Patterson.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. We thank God for your coming and your being here and participating. We thank God for our speakers. We thank God for Jesus. Thank God for Christy spearheading this, and I think it's a great thing because dealing with the youth, and it's our intention to reach out to the community, make an impact, make a change in their lives. And you're here to help us do that. Many folks may not be here, but they're looking at us on live stream. And so you're making an impact. And so with that being said, I just want to say thank you so very much. We're going to pray. Our Father and our God, we're grateful. We thank you for this occasion. We thank you for this day. We thank you, Lord, because you've been so good to us. And we pray, Father, that you would just anoint the service. And we pray, Father, that you would just move to suit yourself. I pray, Father, that you would just have your way in the mighty name of Jesus. Lord, bless each speaker. And Father, I pray that the information that they are going to share with us, God, will be beneficial. Help us, oh God, to take it in, and help us, oh God, to apply it to our everyday life. And let there be a change in our lives. And I thank you for the victory now. Bless them, and they will be blessed. Keep them, and they will be kept. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen and amen.
Amen. So I'm going to ask somebody to tell me, what do they think choices mean? What is a choice? Anybody? Think about it. Do you make a choice on a daily basis? Do you choose anything? Amai? What do you think a choice is?
A choice is something that you decide to do, even if it's right or wrong, and you make right or wrong choices, and wrong choices are the route that you don't want to go because you never know the consequence that follows behind it.
Okay, that's good. What about you? Choice. Did you make a choice this morning? Okay, what did you choose this morning? You chose what you're going to wear today. Maddie, did you make a choice this morning? You didn't? No? Well, I'm sure you made some. You just did. Did you choose what you was going to eat this morning? You didn't have breakfast? Yes, you did. So you made a choice, and you didn't even know it. So we all make choices every day. We make probably 1,000 choices. And all of them have consequences, either good or bad. And I want you to know that even if you make a choice that's bad, that's not the end. You can redeem yourself. There's other ways to go forward. And that's what I want you to have on your mind as the speakers come up. What choices that y'all have, that y'all do have the power of choice. And with that, I'm going to bring our speaker, Mr. Jakeem Williford, up to the pulpit so he can take the stage. We're so grateful for him and his family coming out on this morning.
Good morning, everybody. First, I just want to give honor to God, who is the head of my life, and give honor to the pastor of this house, Pastor Patterson. and Ms. Christian for giving me this invitation to come share with you all on this morning. I'm not gonna be before you long, because I know it's Saturday morning and people want things they want to do with the kids, y'all got stuff, other things on your mind. So, and I'm not gonna preach to you this morning, though I could, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna have a conversation, a discussion about choices, life choices, and the decisions that we make in life. A little bit about myself before I get started. Like I said, I'm Jakeem Williford, from born and raised in St. Matthew, South Carolina, right down the street, the biggest little city on the other side of 26, as I like to call it. I used to work at public safety here in Orangeburg for about 6 years. So Orangeburg, the community of Orangeburg is near and dear to my heart. I was the community relations officer at public safety when I was there. So, like I said, this community is near and dear to my heart, and the kids and the youth of this community are near and dear to my heart. So, getting started, what are choices? The young lady earlier in her definition, she said something that was going to get right into what I want to talk about. She said that choices are decisions that we have to make, right? Anybody know the difference between a choice and a decision? Or is there a difference? Come on. Y'all gotta talk back to me. When y'all talk back to me, the quick round will be out your face. All right, first question. Is there a difference between choices and decisions? No? Who says no? All right, who says yes? All right, so let me tell you. According to the dictionary, a decision is the act or need to make up one's mind. It means for some reason, something has presented itself, and you now have to take into consideration everything that's happened, what's going on in the situation, what's the outcome of the situation, and you have to decide what you're going to do. A choice is the right, power, or the opportunity to choose. See, a choice is more of a mindset. Your choices deal with, what do you perceive to be right or what you perceive to be wrong? And what shapes your perception? What shapes your perception? The way you're raised, your parents, school, church, your friends. In today's age, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, everything about your entire life shapes what you perceive to be right or wrong, shapes your values, what you hold to be important. Name something that shapes your perception. What's something that makes you think what's right or wrong? Something that's an influence on your life or has been. Who you choose to be around. That's a good one. Who you choose to be around. So what you're saying is you make a choice on who you hang around, right? Your friends, you chose that group of people to be your friends, right? And that's very important. That is very important in life. Choosing who you want to be around. And I'm glad you brought that up because I'm about to skip down. I had an order that I was going to do this, but stuff happened. So I'm going to jump down to another point I was going to make. Are y'all familiar? I know y'all young, but y'all in church. Y'all come to church, I know. So the Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul, at one point, used to be against Jesus. He was the chief persecutor of the followers of Jesus. But one day, he was on his way to Damascus, and a light shone from heaven all around him, blinded him, and he heard the voice of Jesus speaking to him. Well, he ended up being blind for a few days. Well, according to the story, the people that are around him, they heard the voice, but they didn't see anything, right? Like you say, choosing what friends you hang around, because there are going to be people in your life who call themselves your friends or associates, your classmates, that they are not going to see what you see. They're not going to see what you see in yourself. They're not going to recognize the God-given talent and ability and the purpose that God has placed in your life. You have to choose to surround yourself with people who are going to see your light. People who are going to see your true potential. People that are going to see what you can and will become one day. Because like y'all young people say, there's going to be haters. There's going to be people who's going to say, well, you come from Orangeburg, you're never going to be able to do that. You come from St. Matthews, you come from Branchville, Bamberg, you ain't going to never be able to do that. There's always going to be people like that in your life. But you got to figure out who those people are and cut them off. Cut those people off and surround yourself, as you said, choose the right people. Choose your crew, your hangout group, your partners. That's a choice that you get to make. Because your life is nothing but the sum of the choices that you make. Every choice leads to another choice. Your choices create opportunities for you to make more choices. Your choices create options, and your options create opportunities for you then to make decisions. Because like you said, decisions are more, in my opinion, more in-depth. These are things you gotta think long and hard about. Things about, am I gonna buy this house? Am I gonna buy this car? Will I marry this person? Are we gonna have children? Those are decisions. But you can't get to make those decisions if you don't make the right choices now. Because your choices lead you and give you the opportunities to get to the place to make those big decisions. I was telling my son, that's him right back there with that Levi hoodie on, named Jake, that's all with him. I was telling him a couple weeks ago, we were having a conversation about school, about the choices that you make. Because right now, he can't decide whether he wants to be a lawyer or a professional basketball player. You know, it's a toss-up. And so, the lawyer is his backup plan in case he doesn't make it to the NBA. But I was telling him now, he's in 6th grade. What you got to realize is the choices you make now in middle school, in elementary school, going to set you up for whether you can make it to the NBA or whether you can go be a lawyer. Because people think, okay, I got talent. I can play basketball. I can play football. I can play hockey, soccer, whatever. But if you don't do what you need to do in middle school, you can't get into the right classes in high school.
That's right.
If you don't get the right classes in high school, you don't get to go to the college that you want to go to.
That's right.
Because you can have all the physical talent in the world.
That's right.
But if you can't make the grade to get into the college, how you get to the NBA? How you get to the NFL?
That's right.
Because last time I checked, you got to do at least 3 years of college to get to the NFL. You got to do at least a year of college to get to the NBA. So the grades that you get now, the choices you get to make now, doing your homework, paying attention in class,
Yes.
those are the things that are going to set you up to have the grades to be able to get into the college that you want to go to.
All right.
Because they don't really, they care about your talent. But if you got, you know, Steph Curry talent, but your GPA is a 1.7, they're not letting you in nobody's college. Nobody. I had, for a prime example, there's a guy, like one name, a guy I went to school with. Is probably the most talented athlete I have ever seen come out of the state of South Carolina. Had all the ability God could give to one person. But wouldn't put a pencil to a piece of paper. All this potential. And he never got a chance to do anything with it because his grades couldn't get him to where he wanted to go. He chose not to pay attention in school, not to listen to the teacher, not to do homework, not to study, not to do any of these things. And all of that God-given ability is just sitting dormant in his body because he can't use it, because he didn't make a choice to do the right thing. And that leads me to another thing, potential. Who knows what potential is? Jada, what's potential? So, potential is, you know, in science class, y'all should talk about this, potential energy and kinetic energy. But potential is your ability, what you're able to do, what you're capable to do, what God has given you the talent and the gifts to do. That's potential. You have the potential to be a doctor. You have the potential to be a basketball player. You have the potential to be the president of the United States. But if you don't make the right choices, will that potential ever be realized? Will it ever be actualized? Will it ever turn into kinetic energy? Because kinetic energy is actually doing what you have the potential to do. Putting all of your abilities into action. All the choices you've made in life, putting them into action to do what you want to do. Because I'm tired, me personally, I'm tired of them always saying, well, John had the potential to go great places. John had the potential to do this. Our black kids have the potential to do anything. But when are we going to stop having our potential and actually do what we have the potential to do. Put it into action. Be kinetic. It's time out for potential. It's time to be kinetic. It's time to do. It's time to grow. It's time to learn. It's time to change the world. Change the perception of what people think of Orangeburg or what people think of Bamberg, Calhoun County. You all are the next generation. Whatever you want to do, whatever you set your minds to do, you can do. Nobody can tell you what you can't do. They can tell you all day you can't do this, but if you make up in your mind that you can do it, you will do it. Because other people's opinion of you does not matter. That's none of your business what other people think of you. All that is important is what you think of yourself and what you think you can do. Because if you think you can do it, you can do it. That's your responsibility. Your responsibility is to make the right choices now to do what you want to do later. I know a lot of y'all, you always tell your parents making you do this, and you want to do that, and you want to do that. And they always tell you, when you get your own house and your own bills, you can do what you want to do. But you got to make the choices now to be able to set yourself up to do what you want to do later. That's your responsibility now. Responsibility. That's a big word. It's a big key word. What's responsibility? Somebody can answer this question. Yes, ma'am.
Responsibility is you taking account of what you do and, you know, things that you have to do in your life, and you must, you know, take accountability. I'm sorry, I get nervous when I say
That's all right. Take your time.
Okay, when you take accountability of what you do in your life, like, you know, if your mom tells you to clean up, it's your responsibility to clean up, you know. If you gotta watch your brothers and sisters, it's your responsibility to watch your brothers and sisters, you know. It's just something that you want to make sure that you do right in life.
Right.
So you want to be responsible for your choices and decisions.
And you threw out my next word too, accountability. Accountability.
Accountability is when you take like you I'm sorry. When you take accountability of what you do, like, you know, like, if you do something wrong, you know, you don't blame it on nobody else. You take accountability and say, okay, I did it. You know, it's my fault. You know, like.
So you're ready to take the consequences.
Yes, take the consequences.
For what you are responsible for.
Yes.
So that's the difference. Responsibility is, like she said, is what if somebody asks you to do something. You're responsible for cleaning the kitchen. You're responsible for taking out the trash. Accountability is who you have to answer to when you don't do that. So the responsibility, the things you're responsible for in your life now, the choices that you make now, you're responsible, like going to school, doing your homework. If you don't do your homework, you're accountable to the teacher when you get to class the next day. Why don't you have your homework? There's going to be consequences. There may be no recess. You don't get to play with your friends. You get extra homework. You know, also you're accountable for your parents. You get home and the teacher sends a note. Now you're accountable to your parents. You know, you might get punished, you might get grounded, you might get your phone or PlayStation taken away, you might get a spanking. You know, that's accountability. And what you're learning now is going to be pertinent in your life later. Because now you're accountable to teachers, you're accountable to your parents, but one day you're going to turn 18 and you're going to be accountable to other people. The things you do in life, you might be responsible for, you know, making sure you obey the traffic law. And then if you don't, you're now accountable to the police department. You may be accountable to your job, things that you're responsible for in your job. Now you have to answer to your boss, okay, well, why isn't this done? You know, does that mean you don't get paid this week? Does that mean you get fired? Little things now all play a part into later. The things that your parents and teachers are instilling in you today as kids, all these lessons transfer to adulthood. You may not get it now. There's a lot of lessons my grandma told me and my grandparents told me when I was a kid. I'm like, what did that do to me? I'm 9 years old. I'm going to ride my bike. But now that I'm almost 30 years old, I'm like, that's what they meant. Life is going to come.
Yes.
It's going to come. Just keep living.
Yes.
It's going to come. And all these lessons and all these things that you think are arbitrary and don't make sense now, they're going to make sense later. You're going to need every one of those lessons. But, like I said, it's time out for potential. It's time to be connected. It's time to do what it is that you can and what God has purposed and predestined for you to do. What's your name, sir? Christian. What do you want to be when you grow up? Basketball player. What's your name? Janetta, what do you want to be when you grow up? A teacher. A lawyer. A lawyer or a doctor. So we got a basketball player, a teacher, a doctor, and a lawyer on this front row. And I want to tell you now, if nobody else has told you, I want to be the first to tell you, you can be that doctor, that lawyer, that teacher, that basketball player. But you have to do now everything you need to do. Figure out what it is. Like I was just telling you about going to be a basketball player. Can't be a basketball player if you don't get to college. Can't get to college if you don't do schools in high school. Everything now leads up to then. Your choices make these opportunities for you to make these big decisions.
Yes.
All right? Remember that. Because you are only as big as the dream you dare to live. So dream big.
Yes.
Dream as big as you can. Nobody can tell you what you can't do. Regardless of your size, you can do anything.
Yes.
The impossible becomes possible.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Whatever you want to do. Don't think small. Don't think just because I'm from Orangeburg, just because I'm from Ranchville. I can't do it. You can do anything.
Yes.
All right? You are only. So I got homework for you. I'm getting close. I got homework for you. This week, while you're on spring break, I want you to come up with 3 things. First, I want you to do what I call the I can be statement. Figure out what you can be. What God has given you talent, what God has given you gifts, what God has given you the ability to do. I can be this. All right? And once you figure out what you can be, I want you to then come up with I will be. All right? I can be a doctor. I can be a lawyer. I can be a physicist. I can be the president. I can be ambassador. Then I want you to come up with I will be. Figure out of those things that you have the ability to be, what will you be? I can't be these things, but I will be a doctor. I will be a teacher. I will be a basketball player. And then once you figure out what you will be, I want you to start saying, I am a doctor. I am a teacher. I am a basketball player. Every night before you go to bed, say, I am whatever it is that it is you want to be. Every morning when you wake up, start your day off, after you talk to God, of course, and say, I am a lawyer. And if you speak that to yourself every day, every night, every morning, it's in you. And no matter what anybody outside says, you know I am a doctor. I am a lawyer.
Yes.
I am the president. I am the chief of police. I am whatever it is that you want to be. You are that.
Yes.
Dare to be. Like I said, my dream is you're only as big as the dream you dare to live. Dare to be anything. Dare to be that doctor. Dare to be that lawyer. Dare to be a preacher. Dare to be the chief of police. Dare to be a senator. Dare to be loved, wanted, needed. Dare to be whatever your heart desires. Dare to be that thing. Because you can be. Thank you.
All right.
Gave us a lot of wonderful nuggets. That was a wonderful, wonderful word. We thank you so much for your time and for imparting such wisdom on this morning. Now we're going to bring up to the forefront Mr. Shivers. Come on up, Mr. Shivers.
This is my first time doing something like this. Well, I thank Ms. Patterson for bringing me here. Nice meeting you, sir. You got a beautiful, establishment going on. One of the great speeches you did as well. How y'all doing?
All right.
Yeah. Well, my name is DeAngelo Shivers. I'm a mixed martial arts fighter. I train youth how to defend themselves. Fighting is fighting is a choice in life as well. You can fight to hurt people, harm people, or you can fight to help yourself. Help yourself with issues that go on with life. If you got anger problems, if you're aggressive, if you just don't like this, it's something you can get back and just, if you can cry, you can do it, it helps you. It's like a medicine, you know what I mean? I can start with how the way I grew up. Everything in my life was a choice. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a basketball player. I wanted to do all them things in life. You know why I didn't do it? Because I didn't start from when I said I wanted to do it. I tried to do it later on in life. My grades wasn't good. I was disrespectful. I did all the wrong things to do something, but I cried wolf when things didn't go my way. So when I cried wolf, I couldn't be heard. And the person I needed to hear me, the person that needed to hear me was my parents. But I done did so much disrespectful things, ignore. I wasn't responsible. I wasn't accountable for my actions. So you know what I was? I was like a black sheep. I had to get it how it is. I had to go through things to see where I'm at now. Life is hard. Life is not easy. You want to be a basketball player? If you want to be a basketball player, you start now. You tell your mom and dad, what can I do to be a basketball player? How can I get some fitness so I can stay in shape? How can I keep my breath so I can get good cardio so I won't get out of breath? You want to be a teacher? Knowledge is power. Knowledge will take you far in life. Education is the key. You want to be you said, if I'm not mistaken, a lawyer? You say you want to be a lawyer. We need people like you. There's a lot of bad people on these streets, and there's a lot of people who's called bad, but they're good people actually, that just get trapped in the system. You say you want to be a lawyer or a doctor. We need people like you. Y'all are strong individuals that can help people. You know what I mean? Like I said, it starts now. If you at home, your parents should only tell you one thing one time. That's it. It should not be no more than that. You have to learn how to build structure in yourself. If you build structure in yourself, it will take y'all a long way. Because if you can't respect nobody in your household, how you think you're going to go in that real world and respect somebody else? If you tell them in your household, I don't want to hear that, you're going to tell that same person on that outside, you do not want to hear that. So you won't be able to succeed in life. Tell you a little bit more about myself. It's crazy. It's crazy that I'm actually doing this. I love my youth. I want to see y'all grow in life. Like you say, y'all are the new generation for us. And y'all generation is, it's rough. Y'all so sweet. You sound like you already know. I guarantee you I probably know every lyric to NBA Youngboy. Yeah, never broke again. That's what they call him. There he goes, the basketball player. But it's like seriously. I mean, you can listen to stuff like that. I'm not trying to tell you what you can't do. But understand God come first. I lost my faith. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Choices. I was doing so great in my life. Before that, I was doing bad. I got on drugs. I say it like this, because I'm freestyling everything. Peer pressure. You want to look cool like that guy. You want to look pretty like that girl. You would do anything to do that. They tell you one thing, or you'll see something you think is cool. Now you peer pressure to do it. Now when you peer pressure to do it, it's called experiencing something. You might like that. So by you liking that, you're gonna keep on doing it. It might get worse in your life. So it puts you in a situation to make choices. Should I do what's wrong, or should I do what's right? So by me doing my choices, I had great things going for myself. Get ready to start basketball. I used to play basketball too, bro. High jumper, three. I used to do all that too. But my choices in life, me not finishing school. I did not finish school. Till this day, I'm not doing school. I'm talking about high school. Because I made choices. I used my past of being bullied. So when I learned how to fight a little bit, I wanted to harm people. I wanted to hurt people. Because I was hurt. I didn't get the attention that I needed. So I was angry. I was aggressive. I did not have no mentor. I didn't have stuff like this where people can talk to me. So it put me in a situation when I'm talking, I'm almost there, man. I got a clinic. I'm a sports coordinator for a recreation park in John 40, St. Matthew. I was the manager at the gas station in St. Matthews, quick pantry, great owner. But my flaws in my past caught up with me. Making wrong decisions put me in a blind. I was blind. So you know what it was time to go? Because I knew the time was coming, I had to go to prison. I had to do some time in prison to get my life together. I had to wake up. I had to see how it really was. And I wasn't even scared. You know why? Because I knew it was coming one day. I done did group homes. I've been in shelters. I've been in juvenile systems. I've been everywhere. I'm 26. I'm 26 years old. All I wanted was my mom. All I wanted her was to love me. That's all I want her to do, just to love me. Mama, love me. I'm just lost. I don't know where to go. I was blind. Y'all can start now. Y'all can start now. It's time. Like, man, y'all have great goals for yourselves. Y'all can do it. I promise you. Because it's hard for me right now. It's hard. I put it like this. Instead of me working, trying to get these little goals out the way, because the more you get older, you're trying to catch up. You're trying to catch up with everybody, because everybody done passed you. Everybody done finished. I'm 26, everybody done finished college. Everybody probably got businesses, are great, got degrees, and got very good jobs. I'm still at the bottom because I can't get past the first steps. I'm trying to reach these high goals. So instead of me trying to get through these first steps, I'm skipping the second, I'm skipping to the third, and I'm skipping to the fourth, so I can get to that high goal. I can never reach it. Till to this day, I had to really get God back in my life because I lost him. I went to prison and I stopped believing in God. I said, this can't be right. In my head, I was like, man, if I do good, good gonna come my way. If I do bad, bad gonna come my way. But how could I know that? I still was put in bad situations. Recently, I got myself back right with God. And I'm glad I got myself together with God before I came here. Because I feel like a hypocrite talking to y'all right now. Like I say, I'm talking to y'all, the youth. You want to be a basketball player, you can do it. It starts now. Life is hard. I'm so wounded. Y'all don't even see my pain. I'm trying to hold my tears. You know? Seriously. My life is hard. I'm gonna keep on saying certain things over and over. It's hard. I don't care if y'all, oh my God, dude. It's hard. How old are y'all? 11, 13, 10, 12, 9, 11, 7. Man, y'all almost my age, especially you. Y'all. 14, 15, 16. 5 more years, you're grown. You need to see what you can do now. You 12, you need to see what y'all can do now. When y'all leave it, y'all need to go talk to y'all parents. Mama, what can I do? Okay, I want to be a teacher. There's any types of classes, programs I can do, virtual Zooms. You want to be a basketball? Do it now. Don't wait till later. Friends, let me tell you about friends. Man, you would think that y'all be friends forever. Friends don't last. You can't just worry about yourself. Only friend you need is God. Unless it's your wife or your husband, that's your best friend. But God comes first.
Yes, he does.
You know? So make good decisions in life, man. One simple mistake, I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. 2018, I decided, it's a choice now, it's crazy. It's a choice. I'm working at FATS. So while I'm working at FATS, I make up a lot of myself to make it sound like it's the truth. Man, you know what I mean? I was the type of guy, I act like I don't want to finish school, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna stay on the college campus at Claflin State and just act like I go there and just be friends with everybody. You know what I mean? That was me. That was me. That was my life. That was my. I'm talking about I had fun every day. Sometimes I come with tank top and shorts and flip flop. They think I'm coming out who being sweet. And it's not true. I just came from my home across the street. You know, so I decided to go with my homeboys to Miami. Boss called me. If you don't get your butt here right now, you are not going to have a job. I don't care about no job. I got about $1,000 in my pocket. $1,000 is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. I'm thinking, man, I'm good. I go to Miami. I spend that $1,000 in a day and a half. Now I'm broke. Now I'm thinking like, dude. You know what I mean? All right, now I'm living off my home, but my homeboy gonna make sure I'm straight. You know what I mean? So reality hit when I came back to Orangeburg, and I don't got nothing. No job, no money, no nothing. So now I'm back in my survival mode. I gotta eat. I gotta survive. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I don't never really tell people this stuff. I used to go to Campus Corner. I got in trouble for this too. It ain't like I'm telling on myself. I go to Campus Corner. It's a college campus. I go there about 2:00 in the morning. I check every door just to go in the refrigerator and see if there's something to eat. I'm hungry. Or I might lay down on their couch for a couple hours. You know what I mean? Because I'm tired. Or I might lay on the front bench in front of Superbad Cuts before it hit daylight. That was my life. You know what I mean? Now I'm put in a situation. I'm around drug users. I don't mess with no drugs. I'm an athlete. I work out. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I feel like I ain't about to do that stuff. Y'all do whatever you want until them days start getting numbered, and I'm just getting very vulnerable. So I see it. I try it. I like it. And they put me on a harder drug. Now I'm feeling for this drug. While I'm feeling for this drug, now I need to make money so I can get it. So while I'm like 23, 24 around that time. I just started my drug use 3 years ago. Thank God I'm clean now, you know. So while I did that, my mind started not thinking. Now I'm turning to a dumb criminal. Now I'm backtracking, leaving footprints. Now my first charge they first charged me with, I mean, I used to get in trouble for petty misdemeanors and stuff. You know what I mean? I know I'm a good person at heart. You know what I mean? They charged me with armed robbery. Minimum 10 years. I was so scared. I was like, what did I get myself into? I cried all the time. Just looking to see if I can find some type of information, just to say it don't have to at least be 10 years. I already know they got so much evidence on me. Pictures, because I want to smile in front of the camera that I'm taking. You know what I mean? I want to smile. I'm like this. You know, they showed me when that officer had came in. You know what's so crazy, right? They got me 7 months later because I didn't even know I had this warrant on me. I'm like, y'all been really holding this on me? Y'all really holding this on me? So you know what they did? They said, come on, let me talk to you, man. I'm like, sir, I did it. I do not want to act like I didn't do it, but I did not have no gun. I just took it from the man and I walked away and he just didn't never follow me. You know what I mean? That's it. Other than that, I did not have no gun. Please, no armed robbery. You know what I mean? No armed robbery. I don't need that on me. You know what I mean? 10 years, I just made one mistake. He blessed me. You know, he blessed me. But it don't stop right there. I'm gonna take choices. I got locked up. My bond was $350. Got out. He blessed me because he didn't have no type of limit on the bond. So everything going good. I'm still working. They got me while I was in St. Matthew as a manager. So everything good. You know what I mean? Got back on drugs. So you know what I mean? I'm in St. Matthew. I'm making about $1,000 a week. I'm getting good, you know? So it got to a point, I come back to Orangeburg to do my use. I'm on the hill area over by state in the hood, you know what I mean? Deep off in the car, I can go get my drugs, and I can just go duck off just for, I had a big, beautiful home in St. Matthews, but I want to come in Orangeburg just to get high. So when I used to come in Orangeburg to get high, it starts, when I run out every time, I get very violent. I get aggressive. If you ain't, I'm telling you, you know my money good. Why? Come on, man. Front me, man. So while you saying no, in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. I'm tired of playing. I know, man, I don't like that. I'm gonna take that. So that caused me to be in a situation that I didn't even do, but just by my name being so bad around there, they put another armed robbery on me. Now I go to court, my bond is denied because I made the wrong choice. Now I'm really scared. Now when they go to 10, now my lawyer, Miss Peggy Hines, she come inside, she said, Shivers, it don't look good for you. I'm gonna tell you this right now. The prosecutor said, you're looking at 10 to life. Miss Patterson, I did not do it. I did not do it this time. I'm not gonna lie, I did not do it this time. Shivers. Why would you even go back to Orangeburg when you're not supposed to be in Orangeburg? You was doing good in St. Matthews. I prayed on it. I asked God to forgive me. I asked God just to show him that I did not do none of that. So that put me in a situation to get blessed. I did get blessed. I had to, take a little while sentence. I had to sit down for about a year and a half. You know what I mean? And now I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm drug free. I try to help the community. I mean, it's kind of hard, but I have a background. You know what I mean? So sometimes people kind of skeptical about, we deal with their kids. Like I said, I was doing before that. Sometimes people go through things in life to get to where they need to be at in life. You know what I mean? I had to go through these things. I did not go through these things, I would not be here with y'all today. To tell y'all, take y'all time, it starts now. But I'm not going to keep y'all for long. Thank you.
So, you touched on you going to prison. How was that? Can you give a description on how the process was for a choice that
Prison, oh man. Woo! It's what they say in there. They don't do no one-on-one. They either gonna stab you or jump you.
How was it being away from your family? Or being away from freedom, like being able to go to the Walmart or go to the McDonald's.
I don't want to sound crazy or anything like that, but when I got incarcerated, I felt so free. It sounds crazy. I felt free. I had a chance to get my life together. It's not that hard in prison. It's just you did something wrong to get in prison. Ain't like they give you free beds, but in the real world, it's so hard because you have to really work towards things. In prison, they have so many programs for you. Not saying prison is bad. Prison is bad. You know what I mean? But for a person like me that had so much pain and hurt and was just so confused and lost in life, they helped me get myself together. You know what I mean? If I did not go to prison, I'd probably be dead right now. I probably would have overdosed on drugs. I probably, you know what I mean? So just, you don't have to worry about prison. Y'all don't have to worry about prison. Just do what y'all gotta do. Listen to y'all parents. They're not gonna tell y'all nothing wrong. At the moment, you might not like it, but just listen because it's gonna take you somewhere along in life.
All right, thank you so much. Alright, so we all have an assignment. Mr. Williford gave us an assignment for y'all to do when y'all get home. We have to really think about our choices. No time out for potential. It's all about action at this point. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, this is the conclusion of the matter. We're going to go outside. Mr. Zayron is going to show us some boxing moves, and I think anyone want to talk about what we've heard today? Amari?
Yes, ma'am. I'll talk about it. What was heard today was that life is just decisions and choices. Every day you have to make a decision and a choice. Every day you have responsibility. Every day you have to take accountability of what you do. You know, you based off of his story, y'all make sure that y'all have right choice. Because I have to make a choice right now. I have to choose where I want to go to college. Then I have to make a decision on what I want to major in. I graduated in June and I still got my mind up. So it's just like, you know, you have a choice and you have a decision every day in life. It's not a day you don't have, because you have a choice to wake up and brush your teeth. If you don't make that choice, then your breath gonna be stink. So like, you got, every day you have a choice in the decision, you know. So like, just make sure, don't go down the wrong path in life, because you don't know what's going to happen when you have to face those consequences. You can end up in prison, you know, you can end up dead, you know, you can end up losing your parents' love, you know. Just always make right choices. You know, right choices will get you far in life, and every goal that you want to hit, you can hit it by making those right choices. So make sure that you stay up in life and, you know, just do good.
Time out for potential. It's all about action. You guys understand?
Yeah.
Good.
The little boxing thing. Like I said, I ain't really, you know, my type of situation I'm in right now. I didn't really bring it. Can I just give, like, the kids that's here now, we can schedule it for me to just give them a free class? Is that fine?
Okay.